how was your story with gym? How did you start?
Uh, I want to talk about how you can understand the basic of the gym and how you can start it and how you can continue it.
Yeah.
So it's a process and it's a hard process to continue. You have to calculate all the things in there and you understand it. People say no things, we know things, and the main part is to understand the main concept. So to understand it, you have to divide it in pieces, as we do in mathematical modeling, in engineering. We divide the whole thing in pieces and take separately and examine it, and we understand the pieces, and when we combine it, we understand the whole thing.
Yeah.
So starting gym is also a process and it's a whole thing. It's a vast topic. So if you take it in pieces, the one piece is like fear. Fear is a natural force that drives people to do something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and people want to control their fear. I think fear is the most vicious force in nature. You can control it.
Absolutely.
If you want to control it, it costs very much. Like people gone crazy. to
Absolutely.
control it.
Fear
It's a-
should be used as a tool instead of avoiding.
Yeah, it's a tool. As I said, fear is a force and it has a direction.
Yeah.
You have to just make it turn it to the right direction.
Absolutely.
And if you turn it to the direction, because if a stream needs to be like blocked, if you block the stream, it's really hard.
Yeah.
If you make a way for a stream, it's really easy and goes away to other direction.
Yeah.
And when you start the fitness,
Yeah.
what will happen? It's like you starting a change, and the change, people are scared of change,
Yeah.
and that's the fear of the change.
Yeah.
And fear of the change is like it's the opposite direction towards your goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
People,
you run away. You have to block those runaway ways and like blocking the paths. This is the opposite direction. So you have to turn the direction towards your goal. You have to push yourself to make a great physique and like build your muscle.
Yeah.
And we know that then the Instagram and the TikToks that people like Undertale and people like that influence people like masculinity and that. Yeah, it's important, but you have to understand the basic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to build a foundation in your mind and support it with ideas and reasons in order to last longer.
Yeah.
You can't just make it like, oh yeah, I can go to gym with my boys and then we lift weight, we laughed and we saw some girls there. And, it's not like that.
so enough with the cliches, basically,
it's
and
not
just get
good.
to work.
Yeah, you have to understand the basic, the foundation of it. If after you build that, it's all going in the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there is something else after you understand the fear and how you control it. There's another fear, body dysmorphia.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Genetic
start-
issues.
Yeah, genetic issues, and after you start the gym, you stand in front of the mirror and like see yourself in the mirror. No, I don't want this body. I want more. It's like that's when body dysmorphia comes.
Yeah.
And it's a good fear
Yeah.
because this direction is towards your goal. It's always push you to do
Yeah.
more, to go to the gym all day.
Absolutely,
like, in a
absolutely.
week. So if you understand how you can direct your fear,
Yeah.
you halfway there.
Yeah.
And there's another thing, the adaptability to change.
Yeah.
This is the catalyst for this process. It only makes this process faster. Some like introvert people don't have it. The social people have it, and when they go to gym, they talk to people, and they adapt to the situation there and the environment there, and they make it comfortable there, and they go always like every day to the gym to maybe speak to those people, maybe to gain their experiences.
Yeah.
So after you do this, you are like done the 80% of the
Yeah.
work, and the last part is the remaining is make it as a habit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ronnie B. Coleman, I mean, these guys, they turned, bodybuilding into a habit instead of a practice.
Yeah.
It's something that they cannot live without. That's the level that people should,
Yeah.
strive for.
Yeah, as well.
Ronnie B. Coleman and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ronnie B. Coleman,
Arnold who?
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
I can say the N-word, bro. I'm fucking brown.
So,
He just said that word.
Arnold Schwarzenegger also said that, and Paul Logan, I think it was a podcast. He said, "You're like 70-year-old old, and why you are continuing the fitness?" And he said, like, "Look, man, you do breakfast all morning, yeah, all day, and why you don't breakfast at one time?" And he said, "It's a thing that you have to do. It becomes a habit. And addiction."
It's a habit. It's
Yeah.
like almost a part of them. You
Yeah.
know, it's so interesting. Like imagine the most painful thing becomes like a habit of your life where you just cannot live without it.
Yeah.
So that's the level that people should strive, for. And speaking of change and realistic expectations,
Yes.
people shouldn't usually look at the mirror too often. I feel like they just should focus on the process more so than the results.
But-
because
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you maybe like, frequently
Yeah, yeah.
you need to track your progress. It's important, but if you just look at the mirror every second after every rep, like especially, I see guys doing this all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Actually, recently, one of my friend introduced us to the new guy. He came to our gym and he wanted to start it. And after every set, as he said, like, "You look at my veins." He said, "No." I said, "Don't look at your body. You just leave it there and do it." Every time, how I got this big, and it doesn't matter.
it's a distraction,
Yeah.
basically. You need to focus on the
Basically,
process.
You have to put your mind like this. And you have to, it's not about the motivation. Motivation runs out. You have to make it discipline. As I said, if you build the foundation, the discipline comes along with the way.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
It
Yeah.
automatically comes along.
Yeah.
And after you discipline and you think every day that not, I want today my bicep would look a lot bigger and that. No, you have to think like, if I go to the gym today, I have to push more weights than I do last week.
Yeah.
I should do my I should broke my PR. Like personally.
That's a fallacy. People
Yeah.
should. Too many people have this misconception: is that if the weight that you use in your exercises are proportionally sort
Yeah,
of relative to the gains. That's absolutely
Yeah,
incorrect.
it's correct in some ways, because if you get stronger, there is no way that you aren't gonna get big. Like-
No, but I'm talking in a realistic manner, because some people. Here's the thing: there's some guys that they do I don't know what like curls for like
ego lifting,
50.
are you talking about ego lifting that they're not?
Yeah, ego
that's it.
lifting, essentially.
They
Yeah,
want
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to go faster and.
I mean, sure, like you cannot like train with like, let's say, I don't know, like 2 sets of like 50s like as biceps curls for the rest of your life. No, you gotta increase it like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a natural way, in a
Natural, yeah.
realistic way. Some fucking guys, they change it like every day as if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know, some.
And
It's not a good practice.
As I said, when I started, I was like, my body was like getting sloppy and I
Burnout.
didn't feel right. Yeah, I should start gym. I was in pandemic and I didn't have things to do. All things was on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was going crazy, so I started gym. Yeah, that's
It's
what
the
it
best
is.
way. It's like an infinite sort of source of dopamine. Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.